The morning sun cast long shadows across the shooting range as Chief Petty Officer Marcus Hawk Davidson watched through his binoculars. What he witnessed that day would shatter every assumption he'd held about precision shooting and challenge everything the Navy SEALs thought they knew about long-range warfare. A single shot, 3,247 meters. One target eliminated. But this wasn't just another military success story. This was about a woman whose hands had never held a weapon until 6 months prior, whose background had nothing to do with combat, and whose natural ability would redefine the boundaries of human marksmanship. The Barrett .50 caliber rifle weighs 32 pounds. Its recoil can break ribs if not handled properly. Its effective range pushes the limits of what's physically possible in long-distance shooting. Yet on that crisp October morning in 2019, Chief Davidson watched as Sergeant Elena Vasquez made the impossible look effortless. This is the story of how a former mathematics professor became one of the most lethal snipers in modern military history, and how her record-breaking shots saved dozens of lives in a mission that was never supposed to happen. Elena Vasquez never imagined that her steady hands, honed through years of precise mathematical calculations and delicate laboratory work, would one day grip the most powerful sniper rifle in the American military arsenal. At 34, she had spent the better part of her adult life in lecture halls and research facilities, her biggest concern being whether her students understood advanced calculus. The transformation began on a Tuesday morning in March 2019, when Elena walked into the Army recruiting station in downtown San Antonio, Texas. Her decision shocked everyone who knew her. Dr. Elena Vasquez, tenured professor of applied mathematics at the University of Texas, published researcher, and respected academic, was enlisting as a regular soldier. The recruiting sergeant, Staff Sergeant Williams, looked at her paperwork twice before speaking. Elena held 3 degrees, including a PhD in applied mathematics with a focus on ballistics modeling. She spoke 4 languages fluently and had consulted for various government agencies on trajectory analysis for space programs. Yet here she sat, requesting to enlist as an infantryman. "Ma'am, with your background, you could come in as an officer," Williams explained, adjusting his glasses. "Direct commission programs exist for people with your qualifications. You could skip basic training entirely." Elena shook her head firmly. "I want to start from the bottom. I need to understand what it really means to be a soldier before I can help other soldiers." Her voice carried the same certainty she'd used when explaining complex mathematical theorems to confused students. The sergeant processed her paperwork, still puzzled by her choice. What he didn't know was that Elena's decision came from a deeply personal place. Her younger brother, Captain Miguel Vasquez, had been killed in action in Afghanistan 8 months earlier. His final letter home had mentioned how better intelligence and support could have saved his unit. Elena wanted to honor his memory by contributing something meaningful to the military effort. Basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia, proved challenging for someone who had spent decades behind a desk. Elena struggled with the physical demands initially. At 5'6" and weighing barely 130 pounds, she was often the smallest person in her unit. Her drill instructors questioned whether she had what it took to be a soldier. Drill Sergeant Martinez was particularly tough on her. "Vasquez, this ain't a classroom. You can't think your way out of firefight," he would shout as she struggled through obstacle courses and combat drills. But Elena possessed something many of her younger, stronger counterparts lacked: unwavering mental discipline. Years of solving complex mathematical problems had taught her to break down seemingly impossible challenges into manageable steps. She applied this same methodology to military training. During weapons training, something remarkable happened. Elena's academic understanding of physics and ballistics translated perfectly into practical marksmanship. While other recruits struggled to hit targets at 200 meters, Elena consistently placed shots within the bullseye at 400 meters using standard M4 rifles. Master Sergeant Thompson, the range instructor, noticed Elena's exceptional accuracy during the 3rd week of training. After watching her score perfect marks on increasingly difficult shooting tests, he pulled her aside. "Vasquez, where did you learn to shoot like that?" Thompson asked, genuine curiosity in his voice. "I've never fired a weapon before entering the military, Master Sergeant," Elena replied honestly. But I understand the mathematics behind ballistics. Wind speed, humidity, barrel temperature, bullet drop over distance. They're all variables in an equation. Thompson stared at her for a moment. In 23 years of military service, he had never heard marksmanship explained quite that way. Most soldiers relied on instinct and practice. Elena treated shooting like a scientific experiment, calculating each shot before pulling the trigger. Word of Elena's unusual talent spread quickly through the training cadre. Instructors began incorporating her into advanced marksmanship demonstrations. She could explain the physics behind bullet trajectory in terms that helped other recruits understand why their shots were missing targets. During one memorable training session, Elena was asked to demonstrate proper shooting technique for struggling recruits. She explained how atmospheric pressure affected bullet flight paths, how to compensate for the Coriolis effect at longer ranges, and how temperature variations change powder burn rates and muzzle velocities. Think of the bullet as following a mathematical curve through space, she told the assembled recruits. Your job is to predict where that curve will intersect with your target. Everything else is just adjusting variables in the equation. The recruits initially looked skeptical. This was the same woman they had seen struggling to complete push-ups just weeks earlier. But when Elena proceeded to hit a human silhouette target at 600 meters, twice the standard training distance, using iron sights, skepticism turned to amazement. Colonel Bradley, the base commander, happened to be observing training exercises that day. He watched Elena's demonstration with growing interest. After the session ended, he spoke privately with Master Sergeant Thompson. That soldier has exceptional potential, Bradley observed. Have you considered recommending her for advanced marksmanship training? Thompson nodded enthusiastically. Sir, I've been in this business for over 2 decades. I've seen natural shooters before, but nothing like this. She's calculating shots that most snipers would struggle with, and she's doing it instinctively. Elena completed basic training with honors, earning recognition for both marksmanship excellence and academic achievement. Her fellow soldiers, who had initially questioned her place among them, now looked to her for guidance on shooting techniques and tactical planning. As graduation approached, Elena received orders for advanced individual training at Fort Gordon, Georgia, specializing in military intelligence. However, Master Sergeant Thompson had submitted a special recommendation that would alter her path significantly. The recommendation reached the desk of General Patricia Hayes, commanding officer of the Army's Special Operations Command. General Hayes had been looking for candidates to participate in an experimental cross-training program designed to enhance special operations capabilities through interdisciplinary expertise. Elena's combination of mathematical brilliance and demonstrated marksmanship ability made her an ideal candidate for the program. More importantly, her personal motivation and disciplined approach to learning suggested she could handle the intense pressure of special operations training. 3 days before graduation from basic training, Elena received unexpected orders. She was being transferred to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, for evaluation by the Special Operations community. The transfer meant delaying her original assignment, but it also represented an opportunity to contribute to military efforts in ways she had never imagined. As Elena packed her gear for the move to Fort Bragg, she thought about her brother Miguel. His letters had often mentioned the crucial importance of accurate intelligence and precise tactical support in combat situations. Perhaps her unique background could help provide both. The bus ride to North Carolina gave Elena time to reflect on how dramatically her life had changed. 6 months earlier, her biggest challenge had been explaining complex mathematical concepts to undergraduate students. Now, she was heading toward training that might prepare her for the most dangerous military operations imaginable. Elena understood that her academic credentials meant nothing in the world she was entering. Her fellow soldiers would judge her based on performance under pressure, not published research papers or teaching awards. She welcomed that challenge. For the first time since her brother's death, she felt she was moving towards something meaningful. Fort Bragg represented the heart of American special operations. The soldiers training there were among the most elite in the world. Elena knew she would need to prove herself all over again, but she felt ready for whatever challenges awaited her. As the bus pulled through the gates of Fort Bragg, Elena gripped her duffel bag tightly and whispered a quiet promise to her brother's memory. She would honor his sacrifice by becoming the best soldier she possibly could, regardless of where that path might lead. Fort Bragg's Special Operations Assessment and Selection course had broken stronger candidates than Elena Vasquez. The program was designed to identify soldiers capable of operating under extreme stress while maintaining peak performance levels. Only 30% of candidates typically completed the course successfully. Elena arrived at Fort Bragg on a humid Monday morning in June 2019. The selection course would last 8 weeks, testing every aspect of physical capability, mental resilience, and tactical proficiency. She joined 23 other candidates, most of whom were male infantry soldiers with years of combat experience. Master Chief Petty Officer Davidson, recently assigned to the Cross-Service Training Program, observed the new candidates with practiced eyes. His reputation as a SEAL instructor was legendary. Davidson had trained some of the most elite operators in the American military, and he possessed an uncanny ability to identify candidates with genuine special operations potential. Elena stood out immediately, not because she appeared particularly impressive, but because she seemed so utterly out of place among the hardened soldiers surrounding her. At 34, she was older than most candidates. Her slight frame and academic background made her an unlikely prospect for special operations training. Vasquez, step forward, Davidson commanded during the initial briefing. Elena moved to the front of the formation, maintaining proper military bearing despite feeling intensely scrutinized. "I've reviewed your file," Davidson continued, his voice carrying authority earned through decades of combat experience. "Mathematics professor, no prior military experience before this year, exceptional marksmanship scores during basic training. Tell me, Professor, why do you think you belong here?" Elena met his gaze directly. "Master Chief, I believe my analytical abilities and mathematical background provide unique advantages for special operations planning and execution. My marksmanship demonstrates practical application of those skills." Several candidates exchanged skeptical glances. Davidson's expression remained neutral, but he filed Elena's confident response away for future reference. The first week focused on basic physical fitness assessments. Elena struggled with some challenges, particularly those requiring upper body strength. However, her endurance and mental toughness surprised many observers. She completed long-distance runs with ease, maintained focus during sleep deprivation exercises, and demonstrated remarkable persistence when facing seemingly impossible obstacles. During one particularly challenging exercise, candidates were required to navigate a complex obstacle course while carrying heavy equipment, then immediately engage multiple targets at various distances. Most candidates approached the challenge through brute force, rushing through obstacles and relying on instinct for target engagement. Elena took a different approach. She studied the course layout carefully, calculating optimal routes and identifying efficient equipment carrying techniques. When engaging targets, she quickly analyzed environmental factors affecting bullet trajectory, then methodically eliminated each target with minimal ammunition expenditure. Sergeant Major Rodriguez, observing the exercise, noted Elena's unusual methodology. "Most candidates rely on aggression and speed," he told Davidson afterward. "Vasquez treats everything like a mathematical problem to be solved." Davidson nodded thoughtfully. Sometimes the best soldiers are the ones who think differently. The third week introduced advanced marksmanship training using specialized sniper rifles. Elena's performance during these exercises was extraordinary. While other candidates struggled with new weapon systems, Elena quickly adapted to different rifles, scopes, and ammunition types. The training culminated in a long-range shooting test using M107 Barrett rifles, the same .50 caliber system she would later master. Candidates engaged targets at distances up to 1,000 meters under various weather conditions. Elena achieved perfect scores on every attempt, consistently outperforming soldiers with years of sniper training. Chief Warrant Officer Martinez, the lead marksmanship instructor, was astounded by Elena's performance. "Vasquez, you're achieving accuracy levels that typically take snipers months to develop. How are you doing this?" Elena explained her approach methodically. I calculate bullet drop using gravitational acceleration constants, adjust for wind speed and direction using ballistic coefficients, compensate for atmosphere pressure variations, and factor in Coriolis effects based on geographical location and target bearing. Martinez stared at her blankly. Most snipers use mil-dot reticles and make adjustments based on experience and training. That works for many situations, Elena agreed. But mathematical calculations provide precise solutions regardless of environmental variables or unfamiliar equipment. Word of Elena's exceptional marksmanship reached General Hayes, who decided to observe training personally. The general arrived during an advanced shooting exercise designed to test candidates under extreme stress. Targets were placed at varying distances up to 1,200 meters, and candidates engaged them while experiencing simulated combat conditions, including noise, smoke, and time pressure. Elena's performance was flawless. She engaged 15 targets at distances ranging from 400 to 1,200 meters, achieving center mass hits on every shot. More impressively, she completed the exercise faster than any previous candidate while using less ammunition than anyone else. General Hayes pulled Elena aside after the exercise. Sergeant Vasquez, your shooting is remarkable. Have you considered sniper training as a specialty? Elena considered the question carefully. General, I enlisted to contribute meaningfully to military operations. If sniper training serves that purpose, I'm interested in pursuing it. The general smiled at Elena's straightforward response. I think we can arrange that. The remainder of selection training focused on tactical planning, small unit leadership, and advanced combat techniques. Elena excelled in planning exercises, approaching tactical problems with the same analytical mindset she applied to marksmanship. She could rapidly assess complex situations, identify optimal solutions, and communicate plans clearly to other team members. During one memorable exercise, Elena's team was tasked with developing a plan to neutralize a high-value target located in a heavily defended compound. While other teams focused on direct assault tactics, Elena proposed a precision strike approach using long-range sniper fire to eliminate key defenders, followed by a swift infiltration during the resulting confusion. Her plan was both innovative and tactically sound. The exercise controllers were so impressed that they incorporated elements of Elena's approach into future training scenarios. As selection training neared completion, Davidson evaluated each candidate's overall performance. Elena had demonstrated exceptional marksmanship, strong analytical abilities, and impressive mental toughness. However, questions remained about her physical capabilities during extended operations. The final exercise would test all aspects of candidate performance simultaneously. Teams were deployed to a remote training area for a 72-hour mission involving navigation, target reconnaissance, precision shooting, and extraction under hostile conditions. Elena's team faced multiple challenges during the exercise. Equipment failures, weather difficulties, and simulated enemy contact tested their resilience and adaptability. Elena's mathematical skills proved invaluable for navigation and tactical planning, while her marksmanship was crucial during several target engagements. On the final day, Elena's team was assigned to eliminate a high-priority target located 1,500 meters away. Environmental conditions were challenging, with strong crosswinds and variable lighting. Other team members attempted the shot without success. Elena studied the target through her scope for several minutes, calculating wind drift, bullet drop, and optimal aiming points. When she finally pulled the trigger, the shot was perfect. The target was eliminated with a single round, securing mission success for her team. Davidson witnessed the shot personally. Vasquez, that was exceptional shooting under difficult conditions. You've demonstrated skills that typically require years of specialized training to develop. Elena accepted the praise quietly, but internally, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She was beginning to understand how her unique background could contribute meaningfully to military operations. Selection results were announced the following week. Elena was among only 7 candidates who successfully completed the program. More significantly, she was recommended for immediate assignment to advanced sniper training, with eventual attachment to special operations units. General Hayes personally congratulated Elena during the graduation ceremony. Sergeant Vasquez, your performance has been outstanding. You've proven that different backgrounds can bring valuable perspectives to special operations. Elena felt honored by the recognition, but she remained focused on the work ahead. Advanced sniper training would be even more challenging than selection, and she understood that proving herself once was not the same as maintaining consistent performance under real-world conditions. As she prepared for the next phase of training, Elena reflected on how far she had come since enlisting 6 months earlier. The shy mathematics professor who had struggled with basic physical training was gone, replaced by a confident soldier with clearly defined capabilities and purposes. The training ahead would prepare her for missions she couldn't yet imagine, including one fateful assignment that would test every skill she had learned and establish her as one of the most capable snipers in military history. The United States Army Sniper School at Fort Benning represents the pinnacle of long-range marksmanship training. When Elena Vasquez arrived in September 2019, she joined an elite class of only 16 students selected from hundreds of applicants. The 8-week course would transform capable marksmen into precision weapons capable of eliminating targets at distances exceeding 2 kilometers. Chief Instructor Sergeant Major James Patterson had trained snipers for over 15 years. He had observed thousands of students attempt to master the complex art of long-range shooting, and he possessed an intuitive ability to identify those with genuine potential. Elena's file intrigued him. Mathematics professor turned soldier, exceptional selection course performance, but zero experience with advanced sniper systems. Students, look around this classroom, Patterson addressed the assembled class during orientation. Statistically, only half of you will graduate from this program. Sniper training isn't just about shooting accurately. You'll learn fieldcraft, camouflage, intelligence gathering, target identification, and precision shooting under extreme conditions. Elena listened intently as Patterson outlined the curriculum. The training would progress from basic marksmanship principles to advanced techniques using the military's most sophisticated sniper rifles, including the M107 Barrett .50 caliber system, a weapon capable of engaging targets at ranges exceeding 2,000 meters. The first week focused on marksmanship fundamentals. Students learned proper shooting positions, breathing techniques, trigger control, and sight alignment using standard bolt-action rifles. Elena excelled immediately, consistently achieving scores that impressed veteran instructors. Instructor Staff Sergeant Williams worked closely with Elena during initial training. Vasquez, your shooting is remarkably consistent. Most students struggle with basic techniques for weeks. You're performing like someone with years of experience. Elena explained her approach methodically. Staff Sergeant, I treat each shot as a mathematical equation. Consistent results require consistent inputs. If I maintain identical shooting positions, breathing patterns, and trigger techniques, bullet placement should be predictable. Williams nodded slowly. That's accurate, but most snipers develop consistency through repetition and muscle memory. You're achieving it through analytical thinking. The second week introduced environmental considerations affecting long-range shooting. Students learned to read wind patterns, compensate for atmosphere pressure variations, and adjust for temperature effects on bullet velocity. Elena absorbed these lessons rapidly, applying mathematical principles to environmental calculations. During one training exercise, students were required to engage targets at 800 meters under challenging wind conditions. Most students struggled to achieve acceptable accuracy, requiring multiple shots to hit targets. Elena consistently placed first-round hits on every target, demonstrating exceptional environmental compensation skills. Master Sergeant Thompson, visiting from Fort Bragg, observed Elena's performance during the exercise. Afterward, he spoke privately with Patterson. Jim, I've seen exceptional shooters before, but Vasquez is different. She's not just hitting targets. She's solving complex problems in real time and making shooting look effortless. Patterson agreed completely. She's probably the most naturally gifted student I've trained. But we're about to find out how she handles the Barrett. Week 4 marked introduction to the M107 Barrett .50 caliber rifle system. The weapon weighed 32 pounds loaded, fired ammunition capable of penetrating armored vehicles, and generated recoil forces that could injure inexperienced shooters. Many students found the Barrett intimidating initially. Elena approached the massive rifle with characteristic analytical curiosity. She studied the weapon's technical specifications, calculated recoil forces based on bullet mass and muzzle velocity, and analyzed the ballistic characteristics of .50 caliber ammunition. The Barrett fires a 750-grain bullet at approximately 2,800 feet per second, she noted during her first familiarization session. That generates roughly 13,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy and creates significant recoil impulse. Proper shooting technique becomes crucial for both accuracy and safety. Instructor Chief Warrant Officer Davis supervised Elena's initial Barrett training. Davis had extensive combat experience using the system and understood both its capabilities and challenges. Vasquez, the Barrett, is unforgiving. Small mistakes become big problems at extended ranges. Recoil management is critical. If you don't control it properly, follow-up shots become impossible. Elena positioned herself behind the rifle carefully, applying biomechanical principles to create stable shooting positions. She understood that the weapon's size and weight required different techniques than smaller rifles. Her first shot with the Barrett was remarkable. The target, placed at 1,000 meters, received a center mass hit that impressed every observer. More importantly, Elena managed recoil effectively, maintaining sight picture and target acquisition throughout the firing cycle. Outstanding first shot, Vasquez, Davis commented. Most students need several attempts to achieve that level of accuracy with the Barrett. Elena's proficiency with the Barrett improved rapidly. Within days, she was consistently hitting targets at ranges that challenged even experienced instructors. Her mathematical approach to ballistic calculations proved especially valuable when engaging targets beyond 1,500 meters. During one memorable training session, Elena engaged a target at 1,800 meters, near the maximum effective range of the Barrett system. Environmental conditions were challenging, with variable winds and changing light conditions. After studying the target through her scope for several minutes, Elena made complex calculations involving bullet drop, wind drift, and atmospheric effects. Her shot was perfect. The bullet traveled nearly 2 seconds before impacting precisely on target, demonstrating accuracy that exceeded most students' capabilities. Instructors gathered around Elena's shooting position to understand how she had achieved such remarkable precision. Vasquez, explain your calculations for that shot, Patterson requested, genuinely curious about her methodology. Elena retrieved her data book, filled with detailed calculations and environmental observations. Sergeant Major, I calculated bullet drop using standard ballistic coefficients, adjusted for current atmospheric pressure and temperature. Wind drift required vector analysis of wind speed and direction at multiple distances. The Coriolis effect was minimal at this range and bearing. Patterson examined Elena's calculations. The mathematical work was precise and comprehensive, accounting for variables that many snipers handled through estimation and experience. This is remarkable, Patterson observed. You're performing calculations that typically require computer programs or extensive range tables. As training progressed, Elena's reputation spread throughout the sniper community. Instructors began incorporating her mathematical approach into lesson plans, helping other students understand the physics behind long-range shooting. Elena also demonstrated exceptional fieldcraft abilities. Her scientific background contributed to advanced camouflage techniques, while her analytical thinking enhanced reconnaissance and target identification skills. She could remain motionless for hours while maintaining constant environmental observations. The final phase of sniper training involved comprehensive field exercises combining all learned skills. Students operated in realistic scenarios requiring navigation, concealment, target identification, and precision shooting under time pressure. Elena's final exercise proved extraordinary. Assigned to eliminate a high-value target at an undisclosed location, she spent 3 days conducting reconnaissance and planning. Environmental conditions were deliberately challenging, with strong winds and variable weather. The target was finally located at a range of 2,100 meters, beyond the typical engagement distance for most sniper operations. Elena studied environmental conditions for hours, making detailed calculations and waiting for optimal shooting conditions. When she finally took the shot, observers timed the bullet flight at nearly 3 seconds. The impact was perfect, demonstrating accuracy that amazed veteran instructors. Chief Master Sergeant Rodriguez, the school's senior instructor, witnessed the shot personally. Vasquez, in 22 years of sniper instruction, I've never seen a student achieve that level of precision under those conditions. You set a new standard for this program. Elena graduated first in her sniper class, earning recognition for both marksmanship excellence and academic achievement. Her final scores exceeded those of students with years of prior shooting experience. Following graduation, Elena received orders for assignment to the 75th Ranger Regiment, where her skills would be employed in support of special operations missions. However, her exceptional performance had attracted attention from the special operations community. General Hayes personally reviewed Elena's training records and made a decision that would alter her career path dramatically. Elena would be assigned to a joint special operations unit conducting highly classified missions requiring precision, long-range capabilities. As Elena prepared for her new assignment, she reflected on the journey from mathematics professor to military sniper. The transformation seemed surreal, but she felt confident in her abilities and committed to serving effectively in whatever capacity the military required. She could not have imagined that within months, she would face a shooting challenge that would test every skill she had learned and establish her as one of the most capable snipers in modern military history. The Barrett rifle that had seemed so intimidating during initial training would soon become an extension of her mathematical mind, capable of achieving precision that redefined the limits of long-range marksmanship. The briefing room at Joint Special Operations Command was unusually tense on the morning of October 15, 2019. Elena Vasquez sat among 12 other special operations personnel, studying satellite imagery and intelligence reports for what would become the most challenging mission of her military career. Operation Silent Thunder had been developed in response to intelligence indicating a high-value target meeting in a remote mountain compound in Afghanistan. The target was Malik Hassan, a terrorist leader responsible for coordinating attacks against coalition forces and civilian populations throughout the region. Colonel Sarah Mitchell, the mission commander, addressed the assembled team with characteristic directness. Hassan will be meeting with other terrorist leaders at this compound for approximately 6 hours. Intelligence indicates minimal security presence, but the location presents significant tactical challenges. Elena studied the terrain analysis carefully. The compound was situated in a valley, surrounded by steep mountains, accessible only through narrow passes that could be easily defended. More problematically, the nearest viable shooting positions were located over 3 kilometers from the target area. "Ma'am, traditional assault approaches appear extremely risky," observed Master Sergeant Davis, the team's senior non-commissioned officer. "The terrain heavily favors defenders, and extraction would be complicated if we encounter resistance." Colonel Mitchell nodded in agreement. "That's why we're considering alternative approaches." Sergeant Vasquez, intelligence indicates Hassan typically remains exposed in the compound courtyard during meetings. "What's your assessment of long-range engagement possibilities?" Elena examined the satellite imagery and topographical data methodically. Using her mathematical skills, she calculated distances, elevation differences, and potential shooting positions. The analysis revealed several concerning factors. "Ma'am, the optimal shooting position appears to be approximately 3,200 meters from the target area. That's well beyond typical sniper engagement ranges. Additionally, elevation differences and environmental conditions would create significant ballistic challenges." The room fell silent as team members considered the implications. Long-range shots beyond 2 kilometers were considered exceptional under ideal conditions. Attempting precision shooting at over 3 kilometers under field conditions seemed nearly impossible. Captain Rodriguez, the team's intelligence officer, provided additional context. "Sergeant Vasquez, Hassan is scheduled to meet with bomb makers responsible for recent attacks, killing dozens of civilians. If we don't eliminate him during this meeting, intelligence suggests he'll disappear for months. Elena understood the stakes clearly. This represented a rare opportunity to eliminate a high-priority target responsible for significant casualties. However, the technical challenges of the proposed shot were extraordinary. Colonel Mitchell, I can attempt the shot, but success probability is difficult to calculate precisely. Environmental factors at that range become critical variables affecting bullet trajectory. Colonel Mitchell studied Elena's service record one final time. Exceptional marksmanship training, perfect scores throughout sniper school, demonstrated ability with Barrett systems. Most importantly, Elena's analytical approach to shooting suggested she might succeed where traditional snipers would fail. Sergeant Vasquez, you're authorized to attempt the engagement. We'll position the team to support extraction regardless of shooting results. Mission planning consumed the next 48 hours. Elena worked closely with meteorological specialists to understand weather patterns affecting the target area. She studied ballistic tables extensively, calculating bullet trajectories under various environmental conditions. The shooting position was located on a mountain ridge overlooking the target valley. Elena would need to account for significant elevation differences, crosswinds, temperature variations, and atmospheric pressure changes between firing position and target area. Master Chief Davidson, assigned to oversee sniper support, reviewed Elena's calculations personally. Vasquez, these numbers look accurate, but you're attempting something that's never been accomplished under operational conditions. Are you confident in this approach? Elena considered the question carefully. Master Chief, mathematical analysis suggests the shot is possible under optimal conditions. However, field variables could affect results unpredictably. I'm confident in my calculations, but realistic about environmental uncertainties. Davidson appreciated Elena's honest assessment. That's the most accurate evaluation I've heard from any sniper. Overconfidence kills more missions than technical limitations. The team inserted into Afghanistan via helicopter transport, landing 15 kilometers from the target area under cover of darkness. Elena carried her Barrett rifle system along with specialized ammunition selected specifically for extreme-range shooting. The approach to the firing position required 8 hours of careful movement through mountainous terrain. Elena's physical conditioning, developed through months of special operations training, proved crucial during the difficult climb to the shooting position. Dawn was breaking as the team reached the designated firing position. Elena immediately began establishing her shooting setup while other team members provided security and observation support. Environmental conditions were challenging but manageable. Moderate winds, clear visibility, stable atmosphere pressure. Elena spent 2 hours preparing for the shot. She constructed a stable shooting platform using available materials, calibrated her scope using known distance references, and conducted detailed environmental observations. Her data book filled with calculations accounting for every variable she could measure or estimate. At 0900 hours, intelligence reported Hassan's arrival at the compound. Elena observed the target area through her scope, waiting for optimal shooting conditions and target presentation. The distance measured exactly 3,247 meters, further than she had ever attempted under operational conditions. Hassan appeared in the compound courtyard at 1,030 hours, meeting with 3 other individuals. Elena studied him through her scope, confirming positive identification using intelligence photographs. The target was clear, but environmental conditions were complex. Wind speeds varied significantly between firing position and target area due to elevation differences and terrain features. Elena calculated wind drift using multiple measurement points, estimating average effects across the entire bullet flight path. Master Chief, target is positively identified and exposed. Environmental conditions are acceptable but challenging. Requesting permission to engage, Elena reported quietly into her radio. Davidson observed the target area through binoculars while monitoring environmental conditions. Vasquez, you're clear to engage when ready. Take your time and make it count. Elena settled behind her Barrett rifle, applying breathing techniques learned during sniper training. She calculated final adjustments for current wind conditions and atmosphere pressure, then made precise scope adjustments based on her mathematical analysis. The target remained exposed in the courtyard, apparently engaged in animated conversation with the other terrorists. Elena estimated she had perhaps 10 minutes before Hassan might move to covered positions. She controlled her breathing carefully, allowing her heart rate to stabilize. The mathematical calculations were complete. Success now depended on perfect execution of shooting fundamentals combined with environmental conditions remaining stable during bullet flight. Elena aligned her sight picture precisely, applying consistent pressure to the trigger while maintaining perfect sight alignment. The Barrett fired with a thunderous roar that echoed across the mountains. Bullet flight time was measured at 2.7 seconds. Elena maintained sight picture throughout recoil, watching through her scope as the bullet tracked toward the target area. For nearly 3 seconds, success or failure hung in the balance as the bullet traveled its extraordinary trajectory. The impact was perfect. Hassan dropped immediately, eliminated by a single shot fired from a distance that redefined the capabilities of precision marksmanship. Elena had achieved something unprecedented in military sniper operations. Target neutralized. Elena reported calmly into her radio, though internally she felt tremendous satisfaction at achieving successful mission completion under such challenging conditions. Master Chief Davidson observed the successful engagement through binoculars, then turned to Elena with genuine admiration. "Vasquez, that was the most remarkable piece of shooting I've witnessed in 25 years of military service. You just made military history." The team extracted successfully without incident, and intelligence confirmed Hassan's elimination within hours. The terrorist leader's death disrupted planned attacks and eliminated a key figure in regional terrorist operations. During post-mission debriefing, Elena's shot became the subject of intense analysis by ballistics experts and military planners. The 3,247-meter engagement represented the longest confirmed sniper kill in modern military history, achieved under operational conditions that most experts considered prohibitively challenging. Colonel Mitchell personally commended Elena's performance during the debriefing. "Sergeant Vasquez, your actions during this mission saved countless lives and eliminated a significant threat to coalition forces and civilian populations. Your technical expertise and professional execution were exemplary." Elena accepted the recognition quietly, but she remained focused on the larger significance of the mission. Mathematical analysis and precision shooting had combined to achieve mission success that conventional approaches could not have accomplished. The successful completion of Operation Silent Thunder would establish Elena's reputation throughout the special operations community and lead to assignment opportunities she had never imagined possible. More importantly, her unique combination of analytical thinking and practical marksmanship had proven invaluable for mission success under the most challenging conditions. The news of Elena Vasquez's extraordinary 3,247-meter shot spread rapidly through military special operations circles. Within weeks of Operation Silent Thunder, her achievement was being analyzed by ballistics experts, studied by sniper instructors, and discussed in Pentagon briefings. Elena had accomplished something that redefined the boundaries of precision marksmanship. General Patricia Hayes requested a comprehensive debrief with Elena personally. The meeting took place in a secure conference room at Special Operations Command Headquarters, with several senior officers and technical experts in attendance. "Sergeant Vasquez, your performance during Operation Silent Thunder has attracted significant attention," General Hayes began. "We need to understand how you achieved results that most experts considered impossible under operational conditions." Elena presented her detailed analysis methodically. She explained her mathematical approach to ballistic calculations, environmental compensation techniques, and the systematic methodology she applied to extreme-range shooting. The assembled experts listened with fascination as she described treating complex shooting problems as mathematical equations to be solved. Dr. Michael Harrison, a civilian ballistics expert from the Army Research Laboratory, was particularly intrigued by Elena's approach. "Sergeant Vasquez, Your integration of advanced mathematics with practical marksmanship represents a significant breakthrough in long-range shooting capabilities. Have you considered developing training programs based on your methodology? Elena had not previously considered teaching opportunities, but the suggestion appealed to her academic background. Dr. Harrison, if mathematical approaches to marksmanship can benefit other soldiers, I'm interested in contributing to training development. The debriefing resulted in several significant developments for Elena's career. First, she was promoted to staff sergeant and awarded the Bronze Star Medal for exceptional performance during combat operations. Second, she was assigned to develop advanced sniper training curricula, incorporating mathematical approaches to long-range shooting. Master Chief Davidson, who had witnessed Elena's remarkable shot firsthand, became an advocate for her training innovations. Elena's mathematical approach to shooting isn't just academic theory, he explained to senior military leadership. She's proven that analytical thinking can achieve results that traditional methods cannot match. Elena's new assignment involved working with the Army's sniper school to develop advanced training modules. She created lesson plans teaching ballistic mathematics, environmental analysis, and systematic approaches to complex shooting problems. Her courses quickly became among the most popular offerings at the school. During one training session, Elena demonstrated her mathematical approach to a class of experienced snipers. She engaged targets at ranges exceeding 2,000 meters while explaining her calculations in real time. The demonstration convinced even skeptical instructors that her methods offered genuine advantages. Sergeant First Class Williams, an instructor with 15 years of sniper experience, observed Elena's training session with amazement. Staff Sergeant Vasquez, I've been shooting for most of my adult life, but your mathematical approach has improved my accuracy significantly. You're teaching us to think differently about marksmanship. Elena's influence extended beyond training programs. Military researchers began incorporating her mathematical models into advanced ballistic computers and sniper training simulators. Her work contributed to development of new equipment and techniques that enhance sniper capabilities across all service branches. The international sniper community also took notice of Elena's achievements. She was invited to participate in allied training programs and international marksmanship competitions. Her mathematical approach to shooting generated interest among military professionals worldwide. During one memorable international training exchange, Elena worked with British Special Air Service snipers. Captain James Morrison, a veteran SAS sniper, was initially skeptical of Elena's academic approach to marksmanship. Mathematics is fine for classroom work, Morrison commented before observing Elena's demonstration. But combat shooting requires instinct and experience. Elena demonstrated her methodology by engaging targets at increasing distances while explaining her calculations. When she successfully hit a target at 2,400 meters using mathematical analysis, Morrison's skepticism transformed into genuine interest. Bloody remarkable, Morrison observed afterward. I've never seen shooting like that. Your approach could revolutionize long-range marksmanship training. Elena's success also attracted attention from defense contractors developing advanced sniper systems. She consulted on projects involving next-generation rifles, advanced scopes, and ballistic computers. Her practical experience, combined with mathematical expertise, provided valuable insights for equipment development. One significant project involved developing training programs for Barrett firearms, the manufacturer of the rifle system Elena had mastered. Company executives were fascinated by her ability to maximize the Barrett's potential through mathematical analysis. Staff Sergeant Vasquez, your approach to our rifle systems demonstrates capabilities we didn't fully realize, explained Tom Barrett, the company's technical director. Your mathematical methodology could help other shooters achieve similar results. Elena's work with Barrett led to development of advanced training courses offered to military and law enforcement personnel worldwide. Her mathematical approach was incorporated into official Barrett training curricula, extending her influence throughout the precision shooting community. As Elena's reputation grew, she received numerous offers for civilian employment with defense contractors and private security companies. However, she remained committed to military service and continued contributing to special operations missions when required. 1 year after Operation Silent Thunder, Elena received assignment to an elite joint task force conducting counterterrorism operations worldwide. Her unique combination of mathematical expertise and proven combat performance made her invaluable for missions requiring precision long-range capabilities. During subsequent deployments, Elena successfully completed several additional extreme-range engagements. While none exceeded her record-setting 3,247-meter shot, her consistent performance under challenging conditions established her as one of the most reliable snipers in special operations. General Hayes personally recognized Elena's continuing contributions during a special ceremony at Special Operations Command Headquarters. Staff Sergeant Vasquez, your innovative approach to marksmanship has enhanced military capabilities and saved countless lives. Your dedication to excellence exemplifies the finest traditions of special operations. Elena was promoted to Sergeant First Class and selected for assignment to the Special Operations Command Training Directorate. Her new position involved overseeing sniper training programs for all service branches, ensuring that her mathematical approaches were integrated into standard curricula. Master Chief Davidson, now serving as Elena's senior advisor, reflected on her remarkable transformation from mathematics professor to military legend. Elena's journey proves that excellence can emerge from unexpected backgrounds. Her willingness to think differently has revolutionized an entire military discipline. Elena also established scholarship programs supporting education for military families, honoring her brother Miguel's memory while providing opportunities for others to pursue academic and military careers. The programs reflected her belief that diverse backgrounds strengthen military capabilities. As her military career progressed, Elena continued developing new training techniques and consulting on advanced weapon systems. Her influence extended far beyond individual achievements, contributing to enhanced capabilities across the entire special operations community. 5 years after her record-breaking shot, Elena was featured in military journals, academic publications, and training documentaries. Her story inspired countless individuals to pursue military service while demonstrating that analytical thinking and mathematical precision could achieve extraordinary results. Elena's legacy extended beyond marksmanship achievements. She had proven that unconventional backgrounds could contribute meaningfully to military effectiveness, that academic skills translated effectively to combat applications, and that systematic thinking could enhance traditional military capabilities. The shy mathematics professor who had enlisted to honor her brother's memory had become a transformative figure in modern military operations. Elena's mathematical approach to marksmanship would influence sniper training for generations, while her record-breaking shot remained a testament to the power of analytical thinking applied to practical challenges. Today, Elena continues serving in special operations while developing advanced training programs. Her work ensures that future snipers will benefit from mathematical approaches to marksmanship, while her continuing research pushes the boundaries of what's possible in precision shooting. The 3,247-meter shot that made Elena famous was remarkable not just for its distance, but for what it represented: the successful integration of academic excellence with military professionalism, proving that diverse perspectives can achieve extraordinary results when applied with dedication and precision.